Chapter 71. You have good eyesight. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Tang San heard this, he immediately felt bad. Damn, why should I choose again? Ning Rongrong frowned and said. Su Chen, why are you asking him? Please save Xiao Wu as soon as possible. Dai Mubai and the others were wondering, this was already the case, could there be something more excessive? Yi Lingling and Dugu Yan looked strange, remembering what they needed to do to detoxify, take off their clothes. Su Chen. Tell me, how can you be so bad to Xiao Wu? Su Chen looked at Tang San and said seriously. They may not understand, but you should fully understand that I need to use the most powerful to yang internal energy to transform the poison. Women's bodies are more negative, and the yang energy cannot escape. If it accumulates in a woman's body, it may be life-threatening. Secondly, let's explain it scientifically. Women's fat is much thicker than men's. Most of this fat is stored under the skin, covering the meridians, which greatly hinders the healing of injuries. Women's subcutaneous fat is thick and the energy conduction efficiency is low. If another layer of clothing is added, the energy conduction efficiency will be even lower, which will seriously affect the movement and healing. The last thing I want to tell you is that if you want to detoxify Xiao Wu, you must take off your clothes. If you don't take off your clothes, there will be great danger. Although Su Chen said it very seriously, in fact he was almost laughing to death in his heart. Leader Zhang must be the one who knows how to play. Tang San. Is your head buzzing again? Dai Mubai and the others were shocked when they heard this. What they did just now was already offensive enough. Now to detoxify, they still need to take off their clothes. Doesn't this mean that Tang San's cuckolding will be completely corrected? Dugu Yan added from the side. Su Chen is right. Lingling and I can testify to this. It was Su Chen who diffused the green phosphorus snake venom in my body. Of course, Tang San, you can completely refuse. After all, no man can accept the woman he likes being looked at by other men. Tang San's face was as ugly as the dead Ayin, his nails were dug into his flesh, and the hatred in his heart was so overwhelming that it was hard to accept, but he had to save Xiao Wu. I hate it. Su Chen, you damn bastard. Liena crossed her arms, glanced at Tang San with amusement on her face, and said. Su Chen, I'm a little jealous, why don't we save him? It's so forced. Su Chen said seriously, hey. I'm a kind-hearted person, and I don't want to see separation between life and death. If they haven't said no yet, I'd better wait. Ning Rongrong was about to speak, but Zhu Zhuqing stopped her with her eyes. She understood. Su Chen just wanted to tease Tang San, not because he didn't want to save people. Tang San gritted his teeth and said one word. Save. Su Chen looked unhappy and said. Really reluctant. Obviously I want to help you save people, and it was you Tang San who administered the poison. I saved people regardless of past grudges, but instead it was like I was bullying them. This attitude makes me very unhappy. Tang San's nails were almost bleeding from pinching, and he felt such hatred in his heart. Hateful. I, Tang San, have never been so humiliated in my life. Su Chen, you really deserve to die. Please, save Xiao Wu. Tang San gritted his teeth and said every word. Su Chen sighed slightly, that's all. Although your attitude makes me very unhappy, you are begging me after all. Since you are begging me, then I will save people. That little loosen, you begged me again. Shut up. Su Chen picked up Xiao Wu and said. Take me to a quiet room. Ning Rongrong heard this and said quickly, Su Chen, come with me, go to my and Xiao Wu's dormitory, let's go quickly. That it was obvious that Ning Rongrong was very concerned about Xiao Wu, which made Su Chen a little puzzled. It seemed like they had just met at the beginning of school, right? Everyone kept following behind, and finally stopped outside the door. Tang San watched Su Chen carry Xiao Wu into the house, and then thought about what would happen next, and what needed to be done to detoxify him. He felt hatred in his heart. I hate it. Xiao Wu, my Xiao Wu, one day, I will dig out Su Chen's eyes to cleanse your innocence, third brother will never dislike you. Forbearance, Dai Mubai and the others on the side had been silent. Now this scene made them feel a little sad for Tang San, but they had nothing to say. After all, Tang San himself had poisoned him, and Su Chen was able to save people regardless of past suspicions. Even if they were on a hostile stance, they had to admit that Su Chen was a good person. In the room, Su Chen put Xiao Wu on the bed and said calmly. Little dancing rabbit, I have injected internal energy into you just now. Now you can take off your clothes and sit down on the bed while I help you detoxify. Xiao Wu was indeed pretending to be faint just now because she didn't know how to face it next. Now when Su Chen pointed it out, her whole face turned red. Su Chen urged, what am I? Your ability to speak now is all due to my internal strength just now. If you don't turn the poison into a poison quickly, you will have to see your mother. Besides, what does Xiao Xiao do to A, who is so precious, Xiao Wu? These words almost broke Little Rabbit's defense. She had a bad temper and retorted on the spot, refusing to admit defeat. Damn it! Who told you that I am right? I'm still young, but this year. At this point, Xiao Wu thought of Zhu Zhuqing and immediately shut up. Zhu Zhuqing is quite shocking. Hurry up. Su Chen urged angrily, if you have anything to say, let's wait until the poison is detoxified. You are still in danger now. The longer you delay, the more trouble you will have. Also, I'll just take a look and don't do anything. Xiao Wu listened to Su Chen's words and looked straight at Su Chen, feeling in her heart that this man was really handsome. Well, he wanted to help himself detoxify, and there was actually nothing to avoid. Ah! Xiao Wu responded with a mosquito-like voice, then closed her eyes, followed Su Chen's words, and waited for the poison to be healed. Su Chen sat down in the cross-legged position at the back, placed his hands on Xiao Wu's back, and started to use the 9 sun magic technique to heal her injuries and eliminate poison. After a stick of incense, after Su Chen helped Xiao Wu remove toxins from her body, he used his internal power to check her again and found that there was no internal injury. Immediately, a whole body examination was carried out, but no external injuries were found. Xiao Wu, just look and don't do anything. Su Chen then stood up and said. Don't think too much about it, because I'm not a good person at all. I help you check your injuries just to get the reward for this treatment. Xiao Wu suddenly got into bed. You, gangster, but, thank you, that she knew in her heart that if Su Chen didn't save her today, she would really have to see her mother. Neuropathy, Su Chen muttered something and went out directly. Outside, when the group saw Su Chen coming out, they hurriedly stepped forward and asked. How's it going? Xiao Wu, is she, okay? Su Chen nodded slightly and said calmly. After detoxifying her, I checked again. Xiao Wu is in very good health. Don't worry. As he spoke, Su Chen focused his gaze on Tang San, who had a gloomy face, and transmitted his voice into the secret passage. You have good taste, that girl, is very smooth. Chapter 72 He actually humiliated me. Woo woo woo. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For an instant, Tang San's heart ignited with overwhelming hatred, his eyes burst out with anger, and he rushed forward with all his strength. Su Chen. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Damn. He actually did such a thing to Xiao Wu. Ah. This is worse than killing me. Xiao Wu Xiao Wu Xiao Wu, snapped. Su Chen raised his hand and slapped Tang San to the ground. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun hurriedly held down Tang San and tried to dissuade him. Tang San, calm down. Su Chen just saved Xiao Wu, all because of saving people. To be honest, the two of them were somewhat resentful towards Tang San, because Tang San used poisonous needles to poison Su Chen and didn't tell them at all. This meant that Su Chen didn't pursue the matter. Otherwise, they would be implicated by Tang San. Tang San was lying on the ground, his eyes red with anger. Although his palace was deep, he couldn't help it. 2 lifetimes, I have never been bullied like this, it's really moist, ah. Rundulan Tang San didn't even know that when he was 6 years old, when school had just started, the two of them slept together for a day, and then separated under the quilt. In these years, Tang San could only touch Xiao Wu's hand. But Su Chen kissed Xiao Wu's rabbit. Tang San really hated it. Su Chen shook his head with disappointment and said, I just saved someone earlier, and now I'm being hated by others. The world is changing and people's hearts are not as good as they used to be. It's hard to be a good person these days, it's even harder to be a good person, and it's equally hard to be a villain. It really makes me so sad. Su Chen is very happy today. Originally, he planned to bully Tang San casually, who would have thought. Tang San, this idiot, actually cooperated like this, which made him laugh to death. Ning Rongrong looked at Su Chen and said seriously. Su Chen, thank you for saving Xiao Wu today. If you need help in the future, you can come to me. Su Chen raised his hand to stop her from continuing, and explained, Su Chen, never engage in loss-making business. Xiao Wu has already paid the cost of saving people. Don't be polite to me, I am a soft-hearted person. If you are so grateful, how can I continue to bully you with peace of mind in the future? Duong. Su Chen's words were like a sledgehammer, directly tearing Tang San's heart apart. Pain, it hurts too much, Xiao Wu actually paid the fee. Ah. Tang San was getting more and more crazy inside. If his eyes could kill, he could kill Su Chen with a knife 100,000 times. Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu. Su Chen looked at the few people and said seriously, before I leave, should you say something to me? Zhu Zhuqing said sincerely. Thank you. Dai Mubai and others also shouted. Thank you. Su Chen finally focused on Tang San and said angrily. You are rude and I don't like it very much. Say thank you or I'll beat you to death. You. Tang San was really going to collapse. Do I still want to say thank you? Gone. However, Tang San's silence made Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun and others unable to stand it. Gratitude is grievance. Although they still wanted to kill Su Chen, today they really wanted to say thank you. Tang San, why are you standing there stunned? Say thank you. If it weren't for Su Chen, Xiao Wu would really be dead. Tang San was coerced by the group of people, and his teeth gnashed. Thank you. Su Chen finally showed a satisfied smile on his face and left with Liena and the others. Tang San watched Su Chen go further and further away, and then he remembered Xiao Wu. When he was about to go in, he was stopped by Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing. Tang San, please give me some lychees. Xiao Wu was cured just now. She is very weak now and needs to rest first. Why do you call me lychee? The more Tang San thought about it, the more uncomfortable he felt. He spat out a mouthful of black blood and almost fainted from anger. Ning Rongrong looked at Tang San speechlessly and said. That perverted tiger, take a look at Tang San. Zhuqing and I will go in and take care of Xiao Wu. With that said, she pulled Zhu Zhuqing into the house. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun helped Tang San up and comforted him. Tang San, be considerate, he was just detoxifying Xiao Wu. That's right, Tang San, why should a man be without a wife? Let Boss Dai take you to have some fun tonight. He recently found a pair of sisters. I envy that guy. Shut up. Tang San and Dai Mubai scolded in unison. Ma Hongjun scratched his head in embarrassment and looked at the two of them with some confusion. He felt that he had not said anything wrong. Boss Dai, didn't you say that women are not just a population but a resource? You. Dai Mubai also gritted his teeth angrily. Let's just talk about these things in private. Can't you have some brains? In the room, Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing came in and saw Xiao Wu huddled in the bed with only one head exposed. They stepped forward and said with concern. Xiao Wu, how are you? Are you feeling better now? Xiao Wu nodded and said with tears in her eyes. It's completely healed. But Rongrong, Zhuqing, I was humiliated by Su Chen. You. After Xiao Wu finished speaking, she burst into tears sadly. What? The two of them were instantly shocked and asked. Did he do it to you? You are still so young, how could he? No. Xiao Wu shook her head hurriedly and explained, it's not the humiliation, it's the time of healing. He said that I was so stupid, so ridiculous. You. This? The two of them turned red instantly and were completely embarrassed. Then Ning Rongrong said with an indignant look on his face, this bastard and rascal, we are obviously still young, we are already young, isn't this normal? It is clear. Ning Rongrong felt offended. Zhu Zhuqing stood aside. It was difficult for her to resonate with her sisters on this matter. During this time, the eyes of Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong suddenly fell on Zhu Zhuqing, although they thought it was nothing and felt that they were very reasonable. When they saw Zhu Zhuqing's extraordinary talent and European style, it was so hot. The two of them are not confident anymore. Zhu Zhuqing shook his head secretly and said. You may not believe it, but as an agility-based soul master, being so big is actually a burden to me and is not what I want. Point two people. 6. The other side, Su Chen took Liena and the three of them into the carriage and started to rush back to Soto City. Liena sat next to Su Chen, feeling a bit hungry. Brother Su Chen, are you happy helping the little rabbit heal his wounds and detoxify him? Actually, I've also been poisoned. Can you go back and check on me later? Su Chen laughed out loud, flicked Liena's head hard and said. I'll help you get rid of the poison tonight. As for helping Xiao Wu Rabbit heal his injuries, I can only say, I'm sorry for a. Yi Lingling and Dugu Yen looked at Su Chen from the side, and they were getting more and more rude. Liena held her chin and muttered. This Tang San looks harmless on the surface, but I really didn't expect him to be so cruel and ruthless. Yanzi, do you think Tang San's poison is powerful? Hearing this, Dugu Yen said seriously. Superb. Don't say it's me, even my grandfather can't solve it at all. After hearing this, Liena became a little more wary of Tang San. If Su Chen hadn't been here today, I'm afraid whoever was hit by the poisonous needle Tang San prepared would die. No wonder he was able to ruin Xiaoshua's plan and destroy the spirit hall. It's really not that simple. While Liena was thinking in her mind, she glanced at Su Chen and began to make up her mind. After Su Chen came to Yu Xiaogang, he would give Tang San a one-shot kill after finishing his work. Su Chen squeezed Liena's hand and said. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. On the surface, Tang San is just a kid of 12 or 13 years old, but in reality he is already 30 or 40 years old mentally, and what he is good at is poisoning and hidden weapons. You think of him as a cunning and insidious person. If you look at it as an old man, everything becomes reasonable and simple. Liena and the other two nodded heavily after listening to Su Chen's words. If Su Chen said this, then all Tang San's actions would be very reasonable and acceptable. Chapter 73 Poor Parents in the World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the road, Su Chen finally remembered that today's diary was not finished yet. What a pleasant afternoon. I went to Shrek today and didn't wait for Yu Xiaogang. I originally wanted to just bully Tang San, but who would have thought? The pure Tang Buddha directly launched his ultimate move against me, the way to death. Although I bullied them last night, I didn't go too far. Tang Fozu can also tolerate it. Today he actually used a mixture of poisons on me to kill me. I can't stand sisterly here. Of course, the little bastard's dirty tricks can't do anything to me. This poisonous needle pricked Xiao Wu. If I hadn't been kind-hearted, Little Rabbit would have exploded the 100,000-year soul ring on the spot. Even though I detoxified and took advantage, even though I was the one who committed the crime, all of this was really Tang San's own fault. Thinking about Tang San's angry face today, I feel so funny. Oh, let me go. I suddenly understood. Snapped. Su Chen slapped his thigh. Liena couldn't help but grinned and said. It hurts. That made me excited for a moment. Su Chen replied, put his hand on Huliena's long legs, rubbed Huliena's legs, and continued the water diary. I haven't figured it out before. After all, Tang San is a time traveler, and his actual age is already 40. It's impossible for him to sneak up on me and kill me without knowing my details because of some of my dandy behaviors. Now that I think about it carefully, the flaw in all this lies in the name I called him last night. I called him Bingqin Yujia Tang Buddha. In this world, there are only gods such as Shura, God, Angel, and God in the divine world, and there is no Buddha at all. So when I say Buddha of the Tang dynasty, others don't understand what it means at all, but the word Buddha has pointed out what we have in common, a visitor from another world. Naturally, there are Buddhists in the world of martial arts. He must have guessed that I came from the same world as him, and he killed me because he was afraid that this secret would be exposed. This can be straightened out. I'm going to tell you why you suddenly committed suicide. The little Yakuza is indeed a little Yakuza. He is really cautious. Okay, let's start today's work. 9 Treasures Glazed Tower. Wuhun Temple, Bibi Dong sat crookedly, holding her chin and lost in thought. Tang San was really scheming, and he decisively killed Su Chen. It seemed that he really wanted to keep the secret of his time traveler. Bibi Dong was a little confused now. If this was the case, why didn't Su Chen kill Tang San directly? Are you waiting for Yu Xiaogang? Not quite right. After killing Tang San, he can also take the initiative to find Yu Xiaogang, so Su Chen doesn't want to kill Tang San, so why is this? Logically speaking, fellow time travelers should fight to the death, right? Bibi Dong frowned and fell into deep thought. 2 possibilities. The first is that Su Chen never took Tang San seriously, so he treated Tang San like Yu Xiaogang, just a plaything for him to play with. The second is that Su Chen can't kill Tang San now, he is a little afraid of the consequences of killing Tang San. After all, Tang San was the son of Tang Hao and a member of the Haotian sect, with the god of Poseidon and the god of Shura behind him. In a cave, a blue-silver emperor shivered. Yin looked at the contents of Su Chen's diary and felt really depressed. If she had some luck with the contents of Su Chen's diary before, today she is completely sure that Tang San is a time traveler. Tang San is a time traveler, is he still his son? Yin was very confused and painful. She really couldn't understand this problem. Maybe she already had the answer in her mind, but she couldn't accept it. Traverser. Yin recalled Su Chen's explanation and felt even more painful in her heart. So Tang San is Tang San from another world. Is this the same as Su Chen? Or Tang San is not her son? Yin's heart really hurts. He is in this situation today, and in the end he failed to protect his son. Why is his life so miserable? Is this the punishment for combining a soul beast with a human? Poor parents in the world. Except Yin, the same goes for Xiao Wu's mother Ero. After reading the diary, she was also in great pain. She was really uncomfortable. Why is my daughter so stupid? I almost got poisoned to death today. Hey, Ero was very sad, but unfortunately, like Yin, she couldn't do anything. When talking about the 9 treasures glazed pagoda, we must first talk about the 7 treasures glazed pagoda. This is indeed a very powerful auxiliary martial spirit. I have written before that no matter how you treat Jiuxin begonia, you have to wait until it is injured. When fighting against the same strength, the increase brought by Qibao glazed tile tower is obviously better. It is useless to increase the combat power and treat it. Everyone's soul power is there. Even if you heal infinitely, you will still be unable to defeat the opponent because after the increase, the opponent will be stronger than you. Whether it is the 7 treasures glazed pagoda or the 9 treasures glazed pagoda, it cannot be separated from one person, Ning Rongrong. Ning Fengji once said that Ning Rongrong was the only sect genius in hundreds of years who had the opportunity to turn the 7 treasures glazed pagoda into the 8 treasures glazed pagoda. In the normal plot, Ning Rongrong took Qiluo Tulip, which caused the martial soul to break through the limitations and evolve into the 9 treasure glazed tower, which can carry 9 soul rings. What a pity. Now that I have given Qiluo Tulip to Yilingling, it will be much more difficult for Ning Rongrong, the little witch, to evolve again. Here I have to criticize Yu Xiaogang for being a loser. He once warned Tang San not to excessively use foreign objects to help improve his soul power. This will affect future cultivation and cause the foundation to be unstable. Later, he ate the 9th grade purple ji, broke through level 30, and said with tears, "Oh, it smells so delicious." Of course, Gangzi had no chance. I had already given the 9th grade purple ji to Dugubo. On the carriage, when Yilingling saw this, she couldn't help but hold Su Chen's hand tightly. She was so grateful to Su Chen that she wished she could give him 10 children right away. Chilua Tulip, if Su Chen gave it to Ning Rongrong, I am afraid that not only could Ning Rongrong get it, but he could also become a distinguished guest of one of the top 3 sects, the 7 Treasures Glazed sect. Compared to, Yilingling felt that she was the only one who could repay Su Chen. However, Ning Rongrong was no worse than her. How could Yilingling not be moved by this? Su Chen's eyes fell on Yilingling, he smiled, touched her face, and asked. What happened? Yilingling shook his head and leaned into Su Chen's arms. It's okay, I just want to hug you. Hu Liena and Dugu Yen were pouting at the side, of course. They can also see now how precious these Chilua tulips are, and Su Chen knew it early on, but Su Chen didn't give it to Ning Rongrong, but gave it directly to Yilingling. This is love. Chapter 74. The gap between people is so big. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shrek Academy. Zhu Zhuqing finally comforted Xiao Wu, but suddenly Ning Rongrong cried wow. You. Su Chen, this bad guy, since he knows that Chilua Tulip is so good, why didn't he find me? Why couldn't he give it to me? Obviously, she is no worse than Yilingling. Even if she is a little younger than Yilingling, she can still grow up, and she can still commit herself to her. That when Xiao Wu heard this, she became sad again. You. It is. Su Chen is just a gangster and a bastard. Why should he look down on the young? We are obviously just young. When we grow up, we may not be worse than, we will be worse than Yilingling, Hu Liena, and the others. You. This? Zhu Zhuqing was numb for a moment. If you keep talking about this, we really can't be friends. Everything I said was wrong. Rongrong, don't be sad. This is just the beginning. Su Chen hasn't written anything yet. Maybe there are other ways to evolve the martial spirit. Ning Rongrong looked at Zhu Zhuqing after hearing this, and Xiao Wu also started to stare at Zhu Zhuqing, their eyes firm. Zhu Zhuqing. Hurry up and hand over your secret cultivation method. Zhu Zhuqing looked down and couldn't see her feet at all. She said helplessly. My mother, my sister, are all like this. This one should be passed down from the bloodline like the martial spirit. Whoa. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong suddenly cried even harder. We are all 12 years old. How come the gap between people is so huge? The key points in large calligraphy and painting are to be tested. Let's just say that the 9 treasures glazed pagoda is indeed the first auxiliary martial spirit. However, if you want to evolve from the 7 treasures glazed pagoda to the 9 treasures glazed pagoda, is it difficult to say that it is not easy? Old God King Jack once said that the martial spirit is equivalent to the seeds planted by farmers and is buried in everyone's heart. When the martial spirit awakens, the seeds will no longer sleep and will be awakened. When a suitable soul ring is obtained in the future, became a soul master. To give another example, Tang San later took on a disciple, Ji Xiang, who was originally a person with 0 innate soul power. However, with the help of practicing Xiantian Gong and the 10,000 years Ginseng King, his acquired soul power broke through to the 10th level. A few years later, when Tang San saw him again, he had already reached the 80th level in cultivation, and was given a God-given soul ring by Xiao Wu in preparation for breaking through to the 90-level title Douluo. This means that the so-called limitations of the martial soul are actually the limitations of the martial soul's master. When the potential of the master of the martial soul is strong, the martial soul will thrive. When the potential of the master of the martial soul is weak, the martial soul will also be severely affected. Large suppressed malnutrition. Ning Rongrong's 7 treasures glazed pagoda, Yi Lingling's 9-hearted begonia, Yu Xiaogang's Luo Sanpao, including Jixiang with 0 innate soul power, are actually all the same. The master's potential of the martial soul ends here. So when they possess the treasures of heaven and earth and grow themselves, the seeds in their fields will truly grow. It's not that the road is uneven, it's that you can't do it. Today I have written a lot of words. Even if I am writing a diary, I am determined not to be squeezed by capital. I will explain the details later. I will write 5 ways to achieve innate soul power another day, so it will be better understood. Shrek Academy. Ning Rongrong stopped crying at this time and carefully read the contents of Su Chen's diary over and over again to analyze the answers she wanted. A long while passed, Ning Rongrong looked confused and said. So according to him, I am lacking nutrients and need to be fertilized. Ning Rongrong really couldn't complain. Su Chen. Can you change your habit of trolling people? What do you mean I can't do it? You just have to write between the lines. Ning Rongrong is a waste. Zhu Zhuqing frowned and said in disbelief. He said that Tang San will accept a disciple in the future. This disciple is born with 0 soul power. Can he cultivate to level 80 soul power and become a title Douluo? Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong were also dumbfounded, with disbelief written all over their faces. That we don't study much. Su Chen, don't lie to us. But Zhu Zhuqing just questioned it and then said with a serious face, this matter should be true. There is no need to talk nonsense about the contents of Su Chen's diary. Whether it's Yi Lingling or Rongrong, why can your martial souls evolve using fairy grass? Isn't that because your personal potential is limited and you haven't fully released your martial souls? Ning Rongrong said with a depressed look. So the clown is myself. I am just like what Yu Xiaogang said. There are no useless martial arts spirits, only useless soul masters. I am a useless soul master. Ning Rongrong was depressed. Zhu Zhuqing hurriedly shook his head and said. No, you and Yi Lingling didn't release all their martial spirits because their martial spirits were too powerful. Yu Xiaogang is too useless, not even worthy of the blue electric Tyrannosaurus. His martial soul mutated to adapt to him. Unexpectedly, he was too useless, and in the end even his martial soul fell into his hands. Well, now I can finally understand how much of a waste Yu Xiaogang is. Ning Rongrong nodded, looked at the two of them and asked. So, the evolution of my martial spirit does not necessarily require Qilua Tulip. As long as it can reach the Qilua Tulip level, it will be fine. Xiao Wu added, that's pretty much it, of course. It's only when the properties of the medicine are consistent. Zhu Zhuqing also nodded and said, think about it. That auspicious innate 0 soul power can be cultivated to a title Douluo. What else is impossible? Ning Rongrong said seriously. I understand. I will write a letter next and ask my father to start collecting heavenly materials, earthly treasures, fairy grass and elixirs. In short, even if these things cannot evolve my martial soul, they can definitely help others cultivate and improve their soul power. Zhu Zhuqing thought for a while, and then said, one more thing, if these are not enough, you can add one more, practice skills. The reason why that auspicious success is probably due to the help of practicing Tang San's Xiantian technique. You must not be stupid, and you must not ask Tang San. Why? Ning Rongrong looked puzzled and said, with the financial resources of our 7 treasure glazed tile sect, it should be possible to purchase Tang San's Xiantian technique. Hey! Zhu Zhuqing held his forehead and smiled bitterly. Rongrong, even Xiao Wu doesn't know Tang San's Xiantian Kung Fu. That's his golden finger as a time traveler. How could he give it to you? Don't you understand today that the reason why Tang San killed Su Chen without knowing his true identity was because he was afraid of exposing his secret? Do you want to buy Xiantian Kung? You already have a way to die. Chapter 75 I, Tang 31, am not weak in my life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. All of a sudden, Ning Rongrong was also speechless for a moment. Yes, yes. Tang San's abnormality today was analyzed by Su Chen in his diary just now. What should I do? Seeing Ning Rongrong's loss, Zhu Zhuqing thought for a moment and then said. Rongrong, Tang San can't get the Xiantian technique, but there is still Su Chen. Compared to Tang San's hidden clumsiness, Su Chenhui's cultivation methods have been handed over to Liena and the others. There is hope that they can get them from him. Ning Rongrong was also instantly overjoyed and said, that's right. The soul skills used by Su Chen, Liena, and the others today are obviously more powerful than Tang San's. Tang San's Xiantian technique can be replenished, so there must be no problem with Su Chen's techniques. Should I go talk to him tomorrow? Zhu Zhuqing shook his head again. No. Su Chen doesn't seem to know the existence of the copy of the diary yet. If you go to him directly, I'm afraid it will cause unnecessary trouble. My suggestion is to ask Liena for help first. Xiao Wu was also in a complicated mood at the moment, and she seemed to understand. The third uncle didn't trust her much either. This was actually good. Xiao Wu didn't know why, but she felt relieved when she thought of this. Wuhun Temple. Bibi Dong looked at the contents of Su Chen's diary over and over again, feeling a wave of shock rolling in her chest. Even if you are born with zero soul power, can you make up for it through training and be promoted to a title Douluo? How is this possible? Bibi Dong couldn't accept it in her heart. This also made her believe more and more in Su Chen's previous diary, that Tang San could train a person with zero soul power into a title Douluo. I am afraid that my stepping stone will be firmly established. The more Bibi Dong thought about it, the greater the pressure in her heart felt, and she began to pay more attention to Tang San from her previous disdain. Immediately, Bibi Dong began to give orders, asking the Wuhun Palace to do its best to purchase the heavenly materials, earthly treasures, fairy grass and elixir. After doing this, Bibi Dong suddenly thought of Yu Xiaogang again and couldn't help but sigh. Yu Xiaogang, you are really a waste. Your innate soul power is not good, and you have not been able to find a way to break through the day after tomorrow. You are really a waste worthy of the name. Prince's mansion. Qian Renxue felt regretful at this moment. It shouldn't be. You really shouldn't have come to Tiando. My fields are strong and my seeds are strong. That's exactly what happened. I'm a mentally retarded person. I started out with an innate soul power of level 20, but I was immediately ruined. In this way, losing to Tang San in the end was entirely his own fault, but we have already come to this day, and it is impossible to give up. It is really a headache. Qian Renxue was also depressed and began to envy Liena. How great is it to be free and unrestrained. Now she is already an 80-level contra, I can't catch up even if I chase, and many more. Qian Renxue immediately caught the bright spot. Although she had not won the first reward of the diary copy, she had also won the second reward twice before. Now that the soul power has reached level 64, what if I can get 3 hidden rewards? That is directly titled Douluo. Nana, this little girl, is only at level 80. If she really wants to catch up, she can easily catch up and surpass her. Thinking of this, Qian Renxue raised the corner of her mouth with a smile. Little fox, don't be too happy. Maybe one day I will be cruel and not only can I catch up with you, but I can also continue to be your sister. On the carriage, Yi Lingling was also paralyzed at this moment. Okay. I'll stick with you in your arms, but you write in your diary that I can't do it. I'm a useless soul master. Su Chen, you are really capable of trolling people. Thinking of this, Yi Lingling's face suddenly felt a little hot. Du Guyen looked on in confusion and said, Ling Ling, are you suddenly blushing? What? Yi Lingling felt as if her tail had been stepped on for a moment, lying in Su Chen's arms without daring to raise her head. Su Chen looked at a few people and said to Liena. Nana, you go to Lingling's place to sleep tonight. I'm going to absorb the fairy grass and practice all night. In the past 2 days, I only focused on taking care of Liena and Yi Lingling, and the celestial grass, exotic velvet, sky chrysanthemum, and coxcomb phoenix sunflower were not used yet. Of these 2 immortal grasses, one is used to move the limbs with energy and connect the 8 meridians with blood, which can be used to make the body indestructible and strong. One is a herb that greatly replenishes pure yang, which is very suitable. It was originally about today. Su Chen definitely wanted to settle the score with the little Jia San, but Tang Dachui was watching from the dark all the time. Su Chen was still a little wary of his explosive ring. Next, he had to improve his strength before settling the score with Tang San, who Liena snatched Yi Lingling over, held her in her arms and said, "Lingling, you are my sister tonight." Yi Langling blinked and looked at Hu Liena. Her look was really endearing. Hu Liena couldn't help but pinched Yi Liuyang's face and she wanted to kiss her. Su Chen looked strange on the side, pinched Hu Liena's buttocks hard and said, "My woman, you are not allowed to trade." "What?" Hu Liena was confused. Dugu Yen on the side couldn't help but burst out laughing. Hu Liena pulled Dugu Yen into her arms, looked at Su Chen provocatively and said, "Two, I want them all." "Ah," Su Chen sneered and said angrily. "You're laughing so hard. What you said will only make me more excited. Sooner or later, I'm going to have you three play together. This night is destined to be a sleepless night." Shrek Academy. Oscar comforted Tang San, who was sitting on the bed in a daze. "Tang San, don't worry. Zhu Zhuqing just said that Xiao Wu is fine and is resting." Tang San glanced at Okaz numbly. He was not worried about Xiao Wu now, but was afraid of Su Chen. Too strong. Su Chen was not only strong, but could also detoxify him. They were both travelers from the same world, but the other person was so powerful, this made Tang San feel on pins and needles. Like a lump in the throat. Like a thorn in the back. "I can't sit still." Su Chen. He had too many ways to kill him, but he couldn't kill him at all. Little 3. Just when Tang San was in a trance, wondering if he could deal with the threat of Su Chen, he suddenly seemed to hear a familiar voice, "Miso miso miso." Tang San stood up quickly, opened the door and ran out. Backwoods, Tang San saw a familiar figure from behind, and he couldn't help shouting, "Dad!" The man turned around and it was Tang Hao. "Xiao San, a temporary failure is nothing. What doesn't defeat you will only make you stronger. Dad believes in you." When Tang San heard this, he couldn't help but clenched his fists. "I see." Tang Hao nodded when he heard this and said, "I've observed that guy named Su Chen. He's just a loser with a soul power of over 20 levels. He's developed some weird skills. Our clear sky hammer is the strongest weapon spirit in the mainland. And you are still a twin martial soul. As long as you practice hard, you will not be weaker than anyone in your life." Tang San nodded heavily and said, "Dad, I will work hard. I, Tang San, have never been weaker than anyone else in my life." "Ah." Tang Hao nodded and said calmly, "Go back and rest. One day, Dad will be proud of you. My son Tang San has the appearance of becoming a god." Normally, Tang Hao would not come out unless Tang San's life was in danger. However, Su Chen's two appearances seemed to shake Tang San's heart. Tang Hao was worried that he would be devastated by the blow, so he stepped forward to comfort him. In addition, Tang Hao was still hesitating whether to teach Su Chen a lesson. In the end, Tang Hao weighed it in his mind and decided to forget it. It's not that Tang Hao doesn't want to bully the small, but that he doesn't dare to take the initiative. Today, Su Chen has already said that they are from Wuhun Palace. If Tang Hao comes forward, it will be difficult for their father and son to live in peace in the future. Of course, the premise of weighing the pros and cons is that Su Chen has known of his existence for a long time and has already figured out Tang Hao's psychology, so when Su Chen bullies others, he never reveals his murderous intention to Tang San. Drop. Diary, recording a wonderful time travel life. Reward distribution. Congratulations to the host for receiving the reward. The lifespan of all soul rings has been increased by 1,000 years. Congratulations to the host for receiving a random reward. Soul power increased by 1 level. In the room, Su Chen, who was meditating and practicing, looked at the rewards in the system and continued practicing. Level 23. after tonight's practice and the medicinal power of the 2 fairy grasses, I can still improve by 2 levels even if my improvement is slow. This will reach level 25, it only took about 10 days from the activation of the golden finger, and the speed of improvement was still very impressive. 2.5 months later, Tang sledge hammered it together. Chapter 76 Shrek 3 Beautiful Peach Garden 3 Brothers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Next room, Liena and Yilingling were not asleep yet. They were both wearing thin pajamas, whispering among besties while waiting for the reward of a copy of the diary. It's still a night of waiting for rewards, waiting for others to get rewards, Liena muttered. Ning Rongrong was one more than you in the 9 treasure glazed pagoda that was written in yesterday's diary. It's a pity. Yilingling had just finished counting the names and replied, It's okay, Sister Nana, I've already taken the opportunity to evolve her martial soul. What's the matter? Liena curled her lips and said. The jelly grass belongs to the Yanzi family. After Su Chen helped them detoxify, it was their reward for Su Chen. For whomever Su Chen wants to give it to, it's all reasonable. There's no such thing as robbery. Ah. Yilingling nodded and glanced at Liena with some gratitude. She was kind-hearted and felt a little sorry for Ning Rongrong about this matter. Now that she heard what Liena said, it was indeed the case. Dungeon Reward Distribution. Congratulations to Ning Rongrong, whose name was mentioned the most in the diary and received a reward. The lifespan of all soul rings is increased by 1,000 years. Congratulations to Yilingling, whose name was randomly selected in the diary and received a random reward. The soul power increased by 1 level. Congratulations to Douluo Yen, you have become a lucky viewer and can customize the theme of the diary once. Wow, Liena said happily. Lingling, although you didn't get the first reward, the second reward is even better. Yilingling was also very happy for a moment. Sister Nana, I am already level 70 now. As long as I finish hunting the soul rings, I will become a soul saint. You am almost catching up with my grandma. Liena hugged Yilingling and comforted her. Okay, in the future you will not only catch up with Grandma Yu, but also surpass her and become a titled Douluo. Yes. We are very lucky today. Yanzi also received a lucky audience reward. Said Chow Chow, Douluo Yen, like a kitten, got into the house and threw herself directly on the bed. Lingling, Sister Nana, I am a lucky spectator, Liena said sourly. Hey! It's really a new generation replacing the old ones. You too have received rewards today, but I, sister, have lost all. Yilingling and the others paused after hearing this, stopped happily and comforted. Sister Nana, Sister Nana, I decided to give you tomorrow's reward. Liena could not help but be stunned for a moment, then laughed and said. You two really don't know how to joke. I'm just joking with you. Yilingling pouted. Douluo Yen said with a serious face, Sister Nana, I am serious. Think about it, I only have 4 soul rings now. If I give you a reward, you will have all 8 soul rings upgraded for 1,000 years. It is much more cost-effective than me taking the reward myself. This, Liena sat up and looked at Douluo Yen, not knowing how to answer. Suddenly, she thought of teacher Bibi Dong. If it was given to the teacher, then the teacher would be able to get twice as many years as a reward. Douluo Yen spoke again. Sister Nana, I have already decided to let Su Chen write about you tomorrow. Liena nodded and said. Then sister, thank you first. When I get the reward from the lucky audience in the future, I will also give the reward to you. Although Liena also wanted to give it to the teacher, it was Douluo Yen's reward, and it would not be appropriate for her to transfer it here. Douluo Yen said with a smile, Sister Nana, why are you so polite? The 3 of us are good sisters. Liena hugged Douluo Yen happily and kissed her. Okay. Sister, I will help you take down Su Chen in the next few days. A good sister can't just talk but not do it. Douluo Yen's face turned red instantly. With a smile on her face, Liena hugged a beauty with one arm and said, Tonight, the 3 of us will sleep together. I will first experience for Su Chen how it feels to be hugged from one side to the other, he. Shrek Academy. When Ning Rongrong saw that she had received the reward, she released her martial spirit with joy on her face, ZZ. Yeah. Zhu Xiaowu, look at the color of my soul ring turning purple. Xiaowu looked envious and said, wow. Rongrong is so amazing. Both soul rings are purple, so beautiful. Zhu Zhuqing also had a smile on his face and said. Not bad. Not only do I know about the evolution of the 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda, but I also have the lifespan of 2 soul rings increased. Ning Rongrong held Xiaowu with one hand and Zhu Zhuqing with the other, and said with a serious face. Zhuqing, Xiaowu, let's become sworn friends. Zhu Zhuqing and Xiaowu looked at Ning Rongrong with confused expressions. They wondered how the little witch's brain circuit got here, Ning Rongrong said seriously. The 3 of us are sworn brothers, and we will share blessings and hardships from now on. With this relationship, you can be considered as members of my Qibao glazed sect. Coupled with Zhuqing's help to me yesterday, I think I can definitely convince my father. From today on, we are sisters. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Ning Rongrong with some confusion and said. Rongrong, are you serious? I am actually the target of the Xingluo royal family. Xiaowu's identity is so sensitive. You are the little princess of Qibaoyoli. The 3 of us. Xiaowu also looked at Ning Rongrong with complicated eyes. Ning Rongrong said extremely firmly. Is there anything else we can't say between us? I haven't had many friends in the sect since I was a child. The 3 of us are best friends. Even without Su Chen's diary, wouldn't we become lifelong good friends in the future? In that case, what are you waiting for? There is a peach orchard over there at the college, and the peach blossoms are blooming beautifully. Let's go there together to get married. As Ning Rongrong spoke, she grabbed the 2 sisters and ran out. In Taoyuan, Ning Rongrong took out the wine directly from her storage bag, took out 3 crystal-clear jade cups, and poured wine into each. Seeing this, Zhu Zhuqing took the jade cup and said. I am Zhu Zhuqing. I am 12 years old this year and my birthday has just passed. Xiaowu also took the jade cup and said. I am also 12 years old this year, and it has been 5 months since my birthday. Ning Rongrong said. I am also 12 years old, and my birthday was more than 2 months ago. Next, the 3 of them stood side by side, raised their glasses to the stars in the night sky, and said in unison. Although I, Xiaowu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing have different surnames, since we are sisters, we work together as one, share the pain, share the hardships, and enjoy the blessings together. We do not wish to be born in the same year, the same month, and the same day, but we only wish to die in the same year, the same month, and the same day. Ning Rongrong raised his glass and shouted. Eldest sister, 3rd sister. Xiaowu. 2nd sister, 3rd sister. Zhu Zhuqing. Eldest sister, 2nd sister. The 3 sisters drank it all in one gulp and hugged each other. Goodbye. Proudly meeting a close friend in the spring breeze. Peach blossoms also reflect the altar with smiles. Goodbye. Generous ambition to protect the country and the country. Establishing meritorious service and displaying talents. Chapter 77. These people are so rude. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Then, a time of great strife, hesitation will only lead to defeat, and decisiveness will be in vain. Smart people have started forming gangs, some other stupid women who have copies of the diary are just envious in their hearts. People like Liena and Ning Rongrong are the first to get the moon. Little did he know that they were in groups of 3 or 3 and had already joined together. If Su Chen knew about this, he would definitely give them a big thumbs up. The 3 beauties of Wuhun Palace haven't even gathered yet, and you 3 beauties of Shrek have already started to form a sworn alliance with the Taoyuan 3? It's quite outrageous. The next day, Su Chen opened his eyes from practicing. As expected, his soul power had broken through to level 25, the physical body and overall strength have also been greatly enhanced. When he came out of the room and didn't see Liena and the others in the courtyard, Su Chen was very angry. He went directly to Yi Lingling's room, lifted up the quilt and scolded. The day's plan begins in the morning, and I don't ask you to do well in your practice. At least you guys have to learn the exercises I teach you first, huh? But seeing a pair of long legs on the bed, Chen felt a little offended. The house was in full bloom. Damn. So early in the morning, you use this to test cadres? Besides, I just absorbed 2 of the most powerful and most yang fairy grass last night. The 9 yang divine art in my body can hardly be suppressed anymore. Yi Lingling and Liena were okay. They slowly opened their eyes and looked at Chen lovingly. Dugu Yan's face turned red with embarrassment, and she hurriedly tidied up her messy pajamas. Chen looked at the 3 of them seriously and said, Lingling, you take Yanzi out to practice martial arts first. The little fox is not obedient at all today. I think I will guide her personally. Ooh. Yi Lingling looked at Chen and Liena strangely, then hurriedly pulled Dugu Yan and ran out. Liena rolled her eyes at Chen coquettishly and murmured, Do you want to do morning exercises and practice martial soul fusion skills? Correct. Chen nodded heavily. I'm very angry now. Courtyard. Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling began to practice in the morning. While doing Tai Chi, Dugu Yan muttered, Are they practicing martial soul fusion skills? Yi Lingling nodded heavily. Didn't you hear? Kuanping martial soul fusion skill, sailing against the current. Dugu Yan thought for a while and said, Then let's also practice the Tai Chi move, double peaks piercing the ears. Yi Lingling, Golden Rooster is independent. Noon, morning exercise is over. Morning exercise is also over. Chen had lunch with the 3 of them and explained. Before you can master the skills I taught you, you should get up early in the morning and practice them. If you have a chance to get some treasures that can improve your skills in the future, I can use them for you. Okay. The 3 of them nodded heavily as they listened to Chen's transformation. Liena looked at Chen and asked. Then what should we do in the afternoon? Chen said seriously. Of course I'm going to visit Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu was poisoned and almost died yesterday. Can't we get some fruit to visit today? After all, I'm so kind, right? What? Of course, eating, sleeping and playing beans. Liena and the other 2 looked at Chen strangely. They understood. Do you want to continue to see if Yu Xiaogang comes? If not, continue to bully Tang San. No accidents. After the group finished eating, Chen asked Liena and the others to carry some fruit, and then set off for Shrek. Liena and the 3 of them were unable to complain. They bullied someone and actually bought fruit to visit. You are too polite and too particular. Today is another day full of energy. I had just finished my morning exercise and had lunch. Being so kind like me, I bought some fruits and took Liena, Yi Lingling, and Dugu Yan with me, and couldn't wait to go to Shrek to visit Xiao Wu. I wonder if Tang San and the others will be moved to tears when they see us coming again today. Hey. I'm really kind. On the carriage, Liena and the other 3 couldn't help but curl their lips when they saw the diary update. Got it. It has to be you, Chen. When Tang San and the others saw you, couldn't they be moved to tears? You are so kind. However, are Tang San and the others still at Shrek? The other side, on the way to the Star Do Forest, the 3 Shrek sisters also saw the diary update. Ning Rongrong couldn't hold it back and burst out laughing. Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing couldn't hold it back and suddenly laughed. Chen. Don't you claim to have known it for 1,000 years? We just saw that Shrek couldn't see us when you arrived, and your head was buzzing. Ha ha ha. Zhao Wuji, who was following behind, saw this and shouted angrily. Why are you laughing? Run away. If you can't reach the town I'm talking about before dark, you won't have a place to eat and sleep at night. That's right. Just like the original work, they ran to the Star Forest to hunt for soul rings, just like Shrek's poor, carriage, this is Shrek's monster training method, Shrek Academy here. Chen felt something was not right as soon as he arrived, because Shrek Academy was extremely quiet today, like firecrackers exploding. Even Tang Dachui's breath was gone. Dugu Yan muttered from the side. These people are hiding and afraid to come out today. Su Chen took the three people around for several times, but couldn't find Tang San's group, and said bitterly. It's careless. These bastards are probably hunting for soul rings. Liena and the others looked at Su Chen with confused expressions. Is it such a coincidence to hunt for a soul ring? Shall we go directly to their Dean Flanders and ask? Su Chen shook his head and said. In the process of looking for people just now, I have already checked. Not only Tang San and the other 7 are not here, but Shrek's Dean, Deputy Dean and teachers are also not here. This is simply too much. Grass. Su Chen picked up the peach in his hand and was about to throw it to the ground to vent his anger, but thinking about wasting something, he could only take a bite and said while eating. These people are so rude. They ran away without telling me. No matter what I said yesterday, it saved Xiao Wu's life. Today I even came to visit with fruits. They all ran away without leaving a single person to receive us. Why don't you tell me when we go out to hunt for soul rings? Do you think this is too much? At this moment, Su Chen also roughly remembered that not long after the Shrek 7 monsters joined the academy, they went out to hunt for soul rings. After returning, Yu Xiaogang found out that he was here. One good news, one bad news. The good news is that there has been no play in the past few days. The bad news is that it is confirmed that Yu Xiaogang is coming soon, Liena said cheerfully. It's too much, but they don't know you will come today. How about we go chase it? Su Chen looked a little confused and said. They went to hunt for soul rings. If I keep chasing them, it would make me feel like a dog. It's like I can't live without them. That's not good. In fact, Su Chen didn't want to push too hard. After all, Yu Xiaogang was not castrated and he was not ready to leave yet, so Tang Hao couldn't be too afraid, Yi Lingling said from the side. Well. Actually, I can already obtain the soul ring. How about we hunt the soul beasts too? I was censored, I'm so embarrassed. Chapter 78. When making friends, she never checks whether the other person has money or not. You are listening at novelfull.audio. All of a sudden, Su Chen immediately became happy, looked at Yi Lingling and said. You are really my timely rain. Let's go, let's get in the car and start chasing. I'm sure Shrek and the others are running. We can definitely catch up before dark. Su Chen kissed Yi Lingling hard on the face, pulled the 3 of them and started chasing. If I didn't bully the little Yin San for a day, I would feel like I didn't eat hard. I felt uncomfortable all over. The carriage drove quickly. Su Chen started to troll people in his diary. How unreasonable. What about trust between people? Little rabbit, at least I saved your life yesterday. You ran away early this morning without even telling me. Do you know that I brought fruits and made a special trip to see you today? Where is morality, where is the bottom line, and where are you people? Okay. Since you are playing like this, when I find you, I will teach you a lesson. Today I'm going to write about Liena again. Very good. See my secret technique, copy and paste. Cough. Liena almost choked to death. For such a powerful diary cheat, you are just so perfunctory, right? Su Chen looked up at Liena and asked in confusion. What are you doing? Nothing. Liena shook her head and then asked curiously. Do you know where Tang San and the others are? Su Chen recalled the plot and said calmly. I was careless just now, but now I have figured out where they went. If nothing else happens, we can still watch a good show tonight. Liena and the other 3 nodded heavily and believed in Su Chen. It was this attitude of writing a diary that made people feel helpless to complain, copy and paste. Even if you are a mid-turner. 2 flowers bloom, 1 branch each. The other side, Tang San and the others shuddered inexplicably. But they didn't think much about it, ate Oscar's sausages to keep their batteries alive, and kept running. However, Xiao Wu and the others first saw Su Chen complaining angrily, and found it very funny. Are you still visiting with fruits? How did we know you would come to visit? We don't have any moral bottom line. Can, when they saw the content below, their faces immediately fell. It's over, it doesn't seem like a wise thing to piss off this bastard Su Chen. How to do? The three of them exchanged glances. Ning Rongrong muttered in a low voice, I don't believe he is that capable. We don't go to the Star Do Forest today, how can he find us? Xiao Wu also nodded and said, yes, the world is so big, how could he find us in one afternoon? Even if he can't find us today, it won't be good if he finds us another day. Zhu Zhuqing sighed, speeded up and continued running. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong were also instantly embarrassed. Doesn't this mean that sooner or later they will be punished by him? The two of them looked at the contents of the diary in their minds and were unable to complain. Copy and paste. It's really yours. Wuhun Temple, Bibi Dong was dealing with affairs when he suddenly discovered that today's diary content was about Liena, and Su Chen had directly copied the content from last time. She was numb. Today's young people don't want to work hard at all. And many more. Wasn't Dugui in the lucky audience yesterday? Liena. Teacher, I clearly asked you to follow Su Chen as an undercover agent, so this is a good thing for you. Now you are actually the boss. Even Dugui Yen won the lucky audience and gave you the reward. You are amazing. Bibi Dong really didn't know how to complain. According to this level, Liena was the undercover boss. From now on, the girls would give her rewards. Wouldn't she be able to catch up with her own strength soon? How outrageous, can you still play like this? One afternoon, Su Chen and the others were all speeding up, small cars pulling large cars, still heading directly onto the highway. Tang San and the others also ran all the way, relying on Oscar's recovery sausage, and finally succeeded in arriving at dark, a small town 100 miles away from the Star Do Forest. At this moment, Zhao Wuji pointed to an ordinary-looking hotel in front and said, let's stay here. Rest for one night and set off early tomorrow morning. You are responsible for the cost of accommodation and meals. Shrek Academy is extremely poor. Fortunately, the students can receive subsidies from Wuhun Palace, otherwise the academy may not be able to continue running. The hotel is a 2-story building. The lobby on the first floor is a simple restaurant. For accommodation on the second floor, Zhao Wuji opened a single room for himself and went directly upstairs. When Tang San, Dai Mubai and others came out of Shrek, they felt quite relaxed, because they felt they were far away from Su Chen. We all came here, but we can't meet you, right? There is no Su Chen, they are still a bunch of arrogant little monsters. Su Chen, got it, I'll be there soon. After opening the room, Ma Hongjun began to urge, after eating sausages for a day, I feel nauseated. Let's eat first and then rest. Several people nodded silently after hearing this, and Dai Mubai said angrily, damn fat man, stop talking nonsense, you order. You are the best at eating. Ma Hongjun said cooperatively, are you treating me today? You have the highest subsidy, and you are a wealthy person. Ning Rongrong waved her hand and said, don't go to such trouble, let them serve all the delicious food, and I will pay for all the expenses today. According to the original plot, Ning Rongrong was being PU'd at this time and had almost forgotten his identity. It's different now. When Ning Rongrong makes friends, she never checks whether the other person has money or not. Anyway, they are not as rich as she is. Upon hearing this, Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing gave Ning Rongrong a thumbs up. Second sister, awesome. Ma Hongjun and Oscar looked at Ning Rongrong with grateful faces and said, thank you Rongrong. Then we won't be polite. Dai Mubai snorted coldly. He had always been dissatisfied with Ning Rongrong in his heart. Now that he was a classmate, he couldn't say anything. Tang San remained silent, and his eyes never left Xiao Wu today. Although Xiao Wu didn't say anything or show anything, Tang San always felt that Xiao Wu was further away from him. Although the 7 people sat around the same table to eat, they were actually divided into several small groups. The 3 Taoyuan sisters were in a small group. Tang San and Dai Mubai each had a small group, and Ma Hongjun and Oscar had no group. At this time, a group of people suddenly walked in from outside. Somewhat similar to Tang San and others, there were also 8 of them. A middle-aged man brought along 7 young men, 6 men and 1 woman. They all looked to be around 20 years old. They were wearing the same moon-white Soul Master robe. There was a cyan ring mark on the left shoulder, with embroidery inside the ring. There are 2 characters of the same color, Sanhui. When the restaurant owner saw them coming in, he hurriedly greeted them, nodding and bowing with unspeakable politeness. Ma Hongjun stared at the only girl in the 8-person team with his small eyes. That girl is pretty good, Boss Dai. These guys should be from Sanhui College. Chapter 79 Ma, take care, or I will break your legs. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Said it before, the 3 Xiao Wus at this time were all only about 12 years old. Compared with the fully developed young girls, they looked much immature. Cuteness is worthless in front of sexy. Except Zhu Zhuqing continues. Ma Hongjuan's eyes naturally shone and he stared at the person fiercely. Dai Mubai listened to Ma Hongjuan's words and curled his lips in disdain. It's just a small Tsanhui academy, so show off. Neither Ma Hongjun nor Dai Mubai deliberately lowered their voices. Soul Master's hearing is naturally better than that of normal people, even though the restaurant is a bit noisy. The middle-aged man among the 8 people turned his gaze over and frowned slightly. When he saw that the table at Shrek Academy was just a group of children, his expression suddenly became even more ugly. The classic plot is here. I saw Oscar sitting next to Tang San, smiling lowly. We've got a good show to watch. Tang San glanced at him with some confusion. What's the show? Oscar whispered. This is also part of our practice. Dean Flender said that a soul master who dare not cause trouble is not a good soul master. As the saying goes, a soul master who dare not cause trouble is a mediocre person. Moreover, provoking those from the Soul Master Academy people are the safest, and the most they can do is fight. Over there, several people from Sanhui College sat down 2 tables apart. The middle-aged teacher said a few words in the ear of a student, obviously trying to find a place. Dai Mubai was very disdainful of this. If I can't bully Su Chen, why should I be afraid of you guys? He saw the student from Sanhui College getting up, and just as the waiter brought a plate of dishes, he quickened his pace and bumped into him, trying to cover Mubai's head with the dishes in the waiter's hand to relieve his anger. Tang San took action. His left hand reached out like lightning, steadying the waiter's body. He stretched out his right hand, just in time to hold the plate, and used the strength of controlling the crane and capturing the dragon to absorb the dishes without spilling anything, and placed the plate lightly on the table. On the table. Don't waste food. Tang San said lightly. Xiantian Baolu, I can't beat Su Chen, can't I show off to you? Very reasonable. When the student from Sanhui College saw this, a hint of cunning flashed in his eyes. He said I'm so sorry, and the next moment he kicked Dai Mubai's stool leg. Dai Mubai was also angry. These days, he was beaten by Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong, bullied by Su Chen, and ignored by Zhu Zhuqing. He was so depressed. Dai Mubai immediately stretched out his legs to resist, raised his hand with soul power, and hit the opponent's chest hard with his palm, sending him flying away. Bang! The student hit the table of Sanhui College hard, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. Dai Mubai's face was full of disdain and contempt, and he replied, I'm so sorry, I missed it. Very crazy. Very arrogant. How could the Sanhui Academy group endure this? They immediately stood up together and looked over with anger in their eyes. The middle-aged teacher asked with a stern face. Which college do you kids come from? Dai Mubai glanced at the other party with evil eyes. Pandao. You are not worthy. Ma Hongjun was still eating and commented, well, the taste is okay, but the heat is a bit off. Let's eat it. This wave immediately filled the room with ridicule. Over at Sanhui Academy, the teacher's face was already green with anger. Even though his martial spirit was black turtle, this was completely unbearable. What a bunch of arrogant boys, teach them a lesson. The 2 sides are at war with each other, and the battle is about to break out. There was an uproar in the restaurant. Seeing this, some timid diners were about to run out, but they all stopped at the door, and finally retreated in unison, standing quietly on both sides. This scene made some of the diners who had not left to watch the fun understand. How could these people who were timid and afraid to go out dare to come back to watch the fun again? Did they also find that observing a duel between soul masters was an opportunity not to be missed? After all, ordinary people who want to watch soul masters fight have to spend money to go to the big soul fighting arena. How did they know that there were several characters with stronger aura and more ruthlessness outside? Waiter, an extremely arrogant voice spread throughout the hotel. Everyone turned their attention to the door and saw a handsome young man walking in with three stunning beauties. The originally arrogant and domineering arrogance of Dai Mubai and Tang San was instantly extinguished as if being doused by a basin of cold water. Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing also changed their faces instantly, and they were shocked inside. He actually came here. I go. In one afternoon, I found them accurately. The hotel waiter also hurriedly came forward, nodding and bowing to please. Su Chen took out a handful of gold soul coins, one by one, slowly placed them on the waiter's plate, and said with an arrogant face. Take care of yourself, or I'll break your legs. Ha ha ha. Su Chen smiled and patted the waiter on the shoulder, then walked directly in with Liena and the others. When he saw Tang San and his party, he pretended to be surprised and said. I go. It's just fate, because of your sister. Dai Mubai gritted his teeth in hatred, but he did not dare to say a word when facing Su Chen. Tang San's eyes flashed with resentment. It was Su Chen again. Why is it Su Chen again? How come I can meet Su Chen here? Damn, why is this bastard still lingering? Humph, Su Chen was so arrogant that he had a plan to die. Waiter, he is really arrogant when it comes to arrogance, and he is really generous with his tips. I strongly advise you not to meddle in other people's business. Ma Hongjun and Oscar shrank their necks and looked at Su Chen weakly. What, a soul master who dares not cause trouble is not a good soul master. Sorry. We are not good soul masters. Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing were also silent. They were actually very worried. After all, Su Chen's diary today brought a lot of resentment. Over at Sanhui Academy, a group of 8 people frowned and kept observing the sudden arrival of Su Chen and the 4 others, feeling extremely puzzled. Judging from the situation in front of them, the two parties should know each other, but judging from the faces of these children, they are not friends with each other. I don't know if they are enemies or friends. Su Chen shook his head and said to Liena and others, let's take a look. Not polite, very rude. How can I say that I saved Xiao Wu yesterday, and today we are so lucky to meet each other, but no one says hello to me. The world is changing and people's hearts are not as good as they used to be. After Su Chen finished speaking, he took Liena and the 3 of them to sit down and looked at the battles between the 2 sides. He probably already understood the plot. Good. I haven't seen you all this morning, and now you're showing off and looking for trouble as soon as you go out. Are you guys going to fight? Okay, I just like to watch people fight. Who can tell me what happened first? Yishi, a teacher at Sanhui College, hesitated and asked. May I ask your excellency? Su Chen gave Yi Lingling a look and asked her to order first, then turned back to Yishi and said. My name is Su Chen, I'm the guard of Wuhun Academy. Everyone knows that our Wuhun temple values fairness and justice, so even if we intervene, we will only stand on the right side. Wherever there is injustice, we, the Wuhun temple, will be there. Chapter 80. Everyone here is rubbish. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This time, when Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun and others heard this, their expressions became extremely ugly. Damn. Today, this is completely revealing a flaw and giving the other party a reason to bully. This bastard is really haunted. Wait a moment, what did Su Chen just say? He is just a guard of Wuhun Academy. Is the Martial Soul Academy's skills so high? Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing were also suddenly stunned. Recalling the contents of the diary they saw for the first time, Su Chen was really the guard of Wuhun Academy. He is still the kind of doorman and security guard who has been working for 3 months and has passed the internship period. It's off the mark. Yishi felt a little confused after listening to Su Chen's words, but he also breathed a sigh of relief. Although the Wuhun Palace acted domineeringly in the mainland, that was only for the upper-class strong families. In the eyes of people like Yishi of Tsanhui College, the impression is still good. The lower the level, the better the impression of Wuhun Palace, of course, this is in general, leaving aside those individual numbers that bully others. Hello, Your Excellency, I am Yi Zhiqiu, the director of the Foreign Affairs Department of Tsanhui College. They are my students. The incident happened because the yellow-haired boy and the red-haired fat man provoked us first, and then I ordered the students to retaliate against them. Then my student was just injured, and I was about to ask them for advice. When Su Chen heard this, he looked at Tang San and his group and asked. Is that right? Tang San is filled with resentment. Does he need you to intervene? What do you do, Su Chen? Do we have anything to do with you? You'd better not meddle in other people's business. Otherwise, you have a way to die. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun looked ugly. They were the ones who picked the problem first. Although Tsanhui Academy walked a little arrogantly, what's the point of being arrogant about them? Under normal circumstances, then this is how Shrek Academy behaves. They are arrogant and domineering and bully others. What a pity. Now I meet someone like Su Chen who is even more ruthless. Ning Rongrong looked at Su Chen with some depression and said. Hey! You're not going to help them bully us, are you? Su Chen looked at Ning Rongrong and said seriously. First, my name is not He, my name is Su Chen. Secondly, since I said it is fair and just, then we will see who is right. Third, do you really think that your behavior is correct? Finished, Su Chen glanced at Liena and the others, and taught with a serious face. What do you rely on when you go out? Our friends. As the saying goes, one more friend means one more path. Even if you don't want to make friends, you can't deliberately cause trouble and make enemies, right? As for being a mediocre person who doesn't dare to cause trouble, don't believe what Flanders says. If you don't have the halo of the protagonist, you won't be able to survive 3 episodes if you believe him. You must remember that there are people outside the world and there is a sky outside the world. Liena and the other 3 nodded silently, naturally agreeing with Su Chen's words. Even in their daily lives, Shrek would never look for trouble like this. Yi Lingling is kind-hearted and good-natured, so I won't say that, for example, Liena is also proud, but she will not take the initiative to provoke and cause trouble. Duguian is a rebellious person, but it is impossible to provoke passers-by casually. This made Shrek and the others look ugly. Grandma Lee's. Why are you everywhere? Ning Rongrong stuck out her tongue and muttered, what you said is true, as if you are not someone who likes to cause trouble and is domineering. Dai Mubai, Tang San and the others, wouldn't they all look at Su Chen? When you bully us, aren't you much more arrogant than when we bully them? Yeah. Aren't you a bigger asshole than us? Su Chen raised his hand, and a terrifying suction force erupted from his hand. Ning Rongrong, who was not far away, was directly sucked in by Su Chen. You, what are you going to do? Ning Rongrong was shocked when Su Chen sucked her towards him. Su Chen didn't say anything, pushed her down on his lap, and slapped her hard on her small buttocks, snapped. Ning Rongrong's witch nature exploded instantly. Who would dare to treat her like this at such an old age? Ouch! Su Chen, you bastard, how dare you hit me? I'm warning you. If you dare to hit me again, my aunt will never let you go. Clap clap clap. Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing also hurriedly ran to Su Chen and stretched out their hands to snatch Ning Rongrong back. This was their second sister, and no one could bully her because of the deep love between sisters. Su Chen, let Rongrong go quickly. Su Chen did as they wished, but after letting go of Ning Rongrong, the next moment he reached out and pinned Zhu Zhuqing down on his legs and slapped her hard twice, clap clap. Su Chen was stunned for a moment, then let go of Zhu Zhuqing, pushed Xiao Wu on his lap, and slapped her small buttocks. Ah, different feel, different sound. Dai Mubai and Tang San saw this scene, their eyes burst out with anger, and they shouted loudly. Su Chen! You are simply too deceptive. Yi Zhiqiu and the others looked at the arrogant and domineering Dai Mubai and the others, who were so angry that they dared not move at this moment, and they were shouting in their hearts, "Have fun." A student from Sanhui College made a sarcastic comment. "That's not what you were like just now. Not only did you dare to provoke us, you also dared to take action directly. Not now. You have to stand up." Several students on the side also laughed. "It turns out that you bully the weak and fear the strong." "Shut up." Yi Zhiqiu scolded a few people and cast an apologetic look at Su Chen. This time, Dai Mubai and others were shocked, their faces were red and their ears were red, and they were speechless. Su Chen and the others were so powerful that even Flanders didn't dare to take action. With just a few of them, how could they be Su Chen's enemy? Su Chen ignored Dai Mubai, Tang San and the others, and said to Ning Rongrong, "If you had my strength, you could be more arrogant than me, don't you think so? That you think I'm arrogant, but in fact I'm just another Tang San Yu Xiaogang, and I'm already very restrained." Zhu Zhuqing and Xiao Wu stood aside, gently pulling Ning Rongrong and signaling her to stop talking. Ning Rongrong pouted, still looking unconvinced. As for Dai Mubai, Tang San and the others, they were even more dissatisfied. 30 years in Hedong, 30 years in Yishi, don't bully young people into poverty. Su Chen, just wait. One day we will trample you under our feet and return all the shame to you. Su Chen gave Yi Zhiqiu a look and said, "What are you waiting for? Whoever provokes you, drag him out now and beat him up." "Oh, yes." Yi Zhiqiu nodded hurriedly. Dai Mubai's face turned ugly for a moment, and he stared at Su Chen fiercely and said, "Su Chen, we have no grudges. Don't bully others too much." Ma Hongjun also said weakly, "Yes. Even if we were unhappy before, you couldn't beat us twice. You can't keep targeting us like this, right?" When Su Chen heard this, he hurriedly apologized. "Hey wait, I'm not targeting you, don't get me wrong, I'm saying, everyone here is rubbish." After saying that, Su Chen gave Ning Rongrong a look. "Did you see it? This time I was called arrogant.